Chapter 12, Rescue Me. I don't remember much. People barely do when they die. For now, it's just darkness, blue, cold, empty. You try to speak, but every breath is an effort. Gradually, you become aware of a voice floating in the dark, achingly familiar. Every time I start to feel good about something, it gets taken away from me. Vic's voice sounds as though it's reaching you from a million miles away. It's not fair. Everyone else makes it look easy. Life, love, family. That's Vic, but why does he sound so different, so young? Like the Vic I used to know. No matter what I do. It keeps happening. I lose everything that's important. I end up alone. I feel this. His voice cracks in a way that makes your chest feel hot, tight. You strain to open your eyes to call out to him. Vic, I'm still here. His name is all you manage to say, the word falling weakly from your lips. You push through the pain, struggling into consciousness. Where am I? Pain racks your body. Every twitch of your muscles is a hot, stinging agony. That's when you remember. The dogs, the explosion. Vic! You move to jump out of an unfamiliar bed, but one of your arms is pinned beneath you. When you try to move it, you hear the jangling of metal. What? Am I cuffed to the bed? Giggity. Vic sits across from you, his face expressionless, as you slowly become aware of your surroundings. The scrapes and wounds on your arms, legs, and stomach have been bandaged, and nothing seems to be broken, yet. Vic, what happened? You rest your head back on the pillow, too exhausted to sort of fight. I don't understand. Where am I? What's going on? You aren't going anywhere, Diamond. This is a safe house. No one knows you're here. You might as well relax. Are you holding me prisoner? Maybe. Vic continues staring at you in the hard, unreadable way. A rage coils inside your chest. You're hurt, thirsty, and you hate this macho, BS. At least give me my phone. I need to call my parents and let them know I'm alive. I don't have it. It must have slipped out when you fell in the water. How convenient. I had a hard enough time dragging your unconscious ass back to solid ground. Sorry if I didn't dive into the bottom of the ocean to find your phone while I was at it. I can't believe you're acting like this. I saved your damn life. Oh, more like I saved yours, seeing as you got us into the ocean and I got us out. You brought all this on yourself, you know. Why? Because I was trying to avoid a catastrophe? Is that what you call loading a shipping container with enough C4 to take out a dozen men? Oh, just a dozen? That was only a small amount of C4 then. I had nothing to do with that. A harsh buzz sounds from Vic's pocket. I guess it was only my phone that got lost in the water. He glares at you as he pulls out his phone and checks the screen. I have to take this, don't go anywhere. He sweeps out of the room, his voice low and urgent as he presses the phone to his ear. Don't go anywhere, like I even could, asshole. You're scanning the room for something you might be able to pick the lock with, and the handcuffs when you gaze lands on Vic's laptop. What was he watching? Prawns. A pause video shows Vic sitting at a table in a small interrogation room. A date in the corner tells you the footage is from 7 years ago. Wait, that's the day after the shootout in Turquesa. The day we were supposed to meet on the boardwalk. This might be from right before his motorcycle accident. That must have been what I heard before I woke up. Vic was watching a video of himself being interrogated, but why? Let me guess, it's a Diamond choice? You glance at the closed door. Vic could be back any second. And these stupid handcuffs are holding you to the bed, but you can get creative. I need to see what's on the video and anything else Vic might be hiding on this laptop. She just needs to know. You lie on your side across from the bed, pulling the handcuffs taut. Vic should have known better than to leave me alone in here. Total Bond villain move. Wincing at the pain in your back, you stretch your body into a long line, barely manage the hook of the leg around of the table with your foot. Thank you, martial arts and ballet. See, I've always told you guys martial arts is important. No one ever believes me. You tug the table towards you, dragging the laptop within your reach. As soon as you have it, you restart the video and press play. This is a recorded interview with Viktor Prozorov, age 15. Son of Hector Prozorov, one of the deceased victims from yesterday's multiple homicide incident in the Villalil Beachside Grill, 225 Promenade Way. Vic sits across from the police officer in an interrogation room, a solid expression on his face as the police officer questions him. He looks shaken and so young. Let's start from the beginning. What were they doing there? How should I know? Come on, I know a kid like you is in the know. You hang out with Dylan Flint, after all. New Athens' biggest crime family doesn't meet the Flints to trade baseball cards. People still trade baseball cards? There's no need to give me lip, son. We're on the same side here. Don't you want to punish the man who killed your father? Or do you think his associates will take things into their own hands? The police officer gets to his feet and begins to pace, circling Vic like a shark. Vic doesn't look at him, but you know he sees his shoulders tense up. I can make things real tough for you, kid. Okay. His dad just died. I don't think you can make it any tougher, jackass. The Flints aren't going to spend their favors on someone like you, so help me help you. Before you're beyond help. Your blood boils as you watch the cop's placid smile. Vic should have a lawyer, because he's 15. He's under the age. He needs a guardian or someone in that room with him. Vic was underage. They never should have questioned him alone. Why didn't someone teach him that? Because cops try and use whatever they can. Maybe his dad never thought he needed. We know your dad was in business with some dangerous people. Some say he was dangerous himself. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Vic? My dad was a good man. I have several witnesses who beg to differ. Vic finally glances up. Even in the grainy image, you can see a flash of something dark in his eyes. He's dead, asshole, in case you forgot someone murdered him yesterday. Murdered, huh? You know, a lot of organized crime types would disagree. To them, killing someone in combat is homicide, but it's not murder. My dad never hurt anyone who didn't deserve it. There's something feral in Vic, a feeling you recognize even though you may not want to. The same righteous rage you felt that night after the gala when your father forced you to make the first deadly choice. Where were you while everything was going down? Does it matter? Considering that we don't have an alibi for you, yeah. Anyone who can confirm your whereabouts, anyone you were with. Vic was with me. That was when we were on the boardwalk together, when we kissed. If I'd known, I could have given him an alibi he needed. Well, I was hanging out on the boardwalk with a friend. I'm sure several of the vendors can confirm seeing us. A friend that's conveniently vague. Every time I start to feel good about something, it gets taken away from me. It seems like he's talking more to himself than the police officer. Can you at least give me the friend's name, address? Vic glances up, the expression on his face so bleak that your heart nearly stops beating. No, she's gone, and I don't have a way to contact her. Police officer seems to sense that Vic is telling the truth, and he's reaching his limit. He pushes a can of soda across the table. You have someone we can call? No. No relatives at all? A light catches in the cop's eyes. A boy without connections. A boy who can be turned against the Flints. It's not fair. Everyone else makes it look so easy. Life, love, family. I take that to mean you and your dad were close. He worked a lot, but he was all I had in the world. What about your mother? Where's she? I never really knew her. Never got the chance. For as long as I can remember, it's been just me and my dad. And now it's just me. Vic seems to crumble within himself. No matter what I do, it keeps happening. I lose everything that's important. I end up alone. You bite back the tears as you watch the video. Vic's heart was obviously breaking at the time, but so was yours. That was when I lost Clyde. Clyde was the only person who ever really understood me, who valued me for who I was. Not what I could be, what I could do for them. Even after all this time, his loss feels as raw and painful as the day it happened. I still had a home and parents, but I lost my friend, my best friend, and the whole world. Can I go now? I don't know anything about the shootout, and I really just like to be home. Whatever home means. It's not that easy, Vic. We can hold you as a pounding on the heavy door before it swings open. This interview is over. Even on the tape, you swear you can feel the temperature dropping as Nadia Flint walks into the interrogation room. The boy lost his father, and you vultures are circling. I've spoken to Child Protective Services. He'll be staying with me until further notice. If you wish to question him, contact my lawyers. Nadia holds out her hand. Come along, Victor. Vic looks dazed, half asleep. But he lets Nadia pull him from the chair. Vic looks up at her, and there's a softness to Nadia you've never before seen. Face words echo in your mind. Or Nadia just wanted to keep her lover's kid close. But the gentleness is gone just as quickly and replaced by the steely desire for vengeance you've seen in your parents, in Vic. And maybe, if you're honest, in yourself. It's alright, Victor. You're a Flint now. And the video cuts out. You're tempted to start it over, but who knows how much longer Vic will be on the phone. I should skim through his emails. I'll skim through his emails. You pull up Vic's emails and quickly scan through them. Work meetings, shipments, few coded message about money laundering, hiring. Most of this seems pretty standard. You notice an email from Dylan and click on it. The spelling is atrocious, and while it's lengthy, there's little of substance. These new bastards you brought on are worthless. They don't follow my orders. They don't speak to me respectfully. Get rid of them. Trust Dylan to whine because he doesn't like the new Flint enforcer's tone when they speak to him. I can't believe he's demanding that these guys be fired. Commander Spectre, shut up, you big baby. Pretty much. Your fingers itch to keep digging, but you don't want to risk getting caught. You nudge the laptop back to where you found it. You suddenly hear the muffled rise of Vic's voice from the next room. He sounds not happy. It's not what you think, Nadia. The wolves played us. Your whole body stiffens at the sound of the name on his lips. Nadia must be asking him what happened to the dogs. I know, and I'm handling it. Listen. His voice drops low again. No matter how hard you strain, you can't make out what he's saying. You're just pretty sure you know the subject matter. What if he's telling Nadia that I'm here and I have to get out and fast? Your heart pounds as you look desperately for a way out. You knew it was dangerous to trust Vic, but you never thought he'd hand you over like this. I need to find a way to slip out of these damn handcuffs before he gets back. There's no sign of a key. Your eye catches sign on a few other objects littering the sparse room. A pen would work, especially a fountain pen. The spring. You pull the pin from its case and wedge its gilded nub into the keyhole. You angle carefully and start to pick the lock. Oh my god. Listen, that never works. That ain't worked since literally, like, 1910. I'm serious. Oh my god. What an amateur. First rule of holding someone captive, never leave sharp, pointy objects within their reach. Within a few seconds, you hear the click of the lock giving way. You toss the empty cuffs onto the pillow. I did it. I'm free. I just need to find a way out of here. You slip into Safe House's small bathroom, hoping to find an easy exit point. Damn it, the window's too small, which means I gotta go out the way Vic came. Giggity. You slip back into the bedroom and try to marshal your thoughts. What I really need to do right now is a weapon. There's no saying what Vic or any of his cronies might do if they find me mid-escape. The bedroom seems surprisingly lived in for a safe house. If you take a few minutes, you could find a defensive weapon. I might even be able to pay a Vic back for handcuffing me like a common criminal. Search the room. Get out of here. Really? Search in the room. Glancing around, you make note of a chest of drawers near the back of the room and a bookshelf towards the front. I'll search the drawers. You tug open the top drawer and rifle through some of the contents, your fingers skimming over soft fabrics and silk boxers. Now we know. Boxers or briefs. Both. Boxer briefs. Damn, Vic. What kind of safe house is this? Probably where he's living. You continue searching, shoving things aside until your fingers hit cold steel. Now we're talking. A truly multi-tool. You pull out the small pocket knife at a first glance. It doesn't look like much, but in the right hands, a blade like this can do a lot of damage. You flick open the knife and grip the handle tightly in your palm. I'll just channel faith. Surrender all your booze and get bad fashion, and nobody gets hurt. You creep towards the bedroom door, making ready for your escape. You step quietly in the living room. Vic stands by the front door with his back to you, phone pressed against his ear, his voice is strained and tense. I told you already, it's not that easy. You hold your breath as you tiptoe across the carpet towards the windowed French door that's open onto the deck. If I can just make it to the door without drawing Vic's attention, I'll be home free. Of course, I know what I'm doing. You're the one who trained me, remember? Vic turns sharply on his heel and begins pacing the room, heading right in your direction. Hide behind the curtains. Dive behind the couch, freeze. Hide. You duck behind the heavy fabric, but Vic is already there, hanging up the phone as he closes the distance between you. The curtains, really, Diamond? What do you want from me, okay? It works in every other thing. I was improvising. Come here, you little... Back off. You scramble back away from Vic and his white-hot anger, but a sinewy arm still hooks you around the waist, pinning you, your arms to your sides. So much for that knife. This isn't a game, Diamond. Your body thumps back against his as you fight and flail to get free. He feels impossibly strong as he drags you into the kitchen. So basically that was a pointless Diamond choice. What else is new? A lifetime of training kicks in and you stomp down hard on his instep. Ugh! He stumbles, but somehow he holds on. You grip your knife tightly and twist around to face him. He releases his hold on you and steps back, hands raised in defense. Where did you get that? You shouldn't leave sharp objects lying around your bedroom. I can never resist anything that sparkles. You move forward and press the blade against his neck. Step by deliberate step, you back him all the way up to the wall. His muscles bunch and tense as you press him harder and harder against the wall. I don't understand how that works. If someone's pressed hard against a wall, they're not going to get harder and harder against a wall. The wall doesn't move, it doesn't shape and form and contort and all this other shit like foam. You can feel how strong he is. Not so sure of yourself now, are you? I'm not scared of you if that's what you're asking. You should be. In this mood, I'm capable of anything. You twirl the knife against his jugular. I don't like being held against my will. Your throat works up and down, his eyes boring intently into yours. So I'm starting to learn. What were you talking to Nadia about? A slow smirk works its way across his face. She was worried about me, wanted to make sure I'd been eating my veggies and wearing a sweater. You know how moms are. Very funny. What? Doesn't your mom care about your vitamin intake? I like him. You slide the tip of the knife to the sensitive skin under his ear, digging the point into his softly beating pulse. You lower your voice to a growl. Do you think this is a joke? What did you tell her? Gulps, but doesn't drop the smirk. Relax, hotshot. She was updating me on the dock situation, that's all. Dylan's gonna live, in case you were wondering. The docks will be out of commission for a few weeks, but he got out with a minor concussion. That bastard is the least of my worries. Well, about a dozen other guys weren't so lucky. They got caught in the crossfire. You wince at the thought of all those lives lost, but there's nothing you can do for them now. They knew what they were getting into when they signed up for a job like this. You should know better than anyone that no one signs up for this. You don't manage to tamp down your anguished expression in time. Vic sees it and curls his lips. Is that who you are now, Diamond? A stone-cold killer just like your parents? His words strike like an ice pick to your heart, but you're not ready to give in just yet. That's rich coming from you, Nadia's personal attack dog. His whole body jerks angrily against yours. Say that to me again. This time without the knife. Why? So you can rip me apart? He blows at a long, angry breath. You have no idea what a pain in the ass you are, do you? It's not like you've been all sunshine and roses. Every time I turn around, you're there. Following me around, flirting with me, glaring at me. What do you want? From a wolf, nothing. Then what the hell am I doing here? I think it's pretty damn obvious, don't you? I'm trying to keep you out of danger. I'm always trying to keep you out of danger, but if you insist on running back into it anyway. You both stand and glare at each other. The air is so thick with tension that you can feel it pulsing around you. At least tell me this, how long do I have before Nadia gets here? Nadia? Who said anything about her? You didn't tell her that I was here. Of course not. Is that the kind of man you think I am? If the prison jumpsuit fits. His body goes taut, shaking as if the effort of holding himself back is almost too much. Do you have an idea what she would do to me if I told her you were here, where you were? Of course. Or worse, if she found you. Yeah. She would have me killed. I think she'd find what it takes more than a bullet or two to bring me down. Don't be foolish, Diamond. She wouldn't use a gun. What's that supposed to mean? You forget that I've lived and worked with that woman for 7 years. This is personal for Nadia. She wouldn't stop until she finds you and kills you, and she'll make it hurt. You can't help a spasm of alarm from jolting up and down your spine. It draws you closer to Vic, even as your voices rise in anger. I told you already, I had nothing to do with that explosion. And I told you already, she doesn't care, don't you get it? She'll do anything to get back at your family. We already got Clyde. You're next on the list. She'll take away everything your parents love, piece by piece. Is that because they killed your dad? Because she wanted revenge for her lover? How do you even know about that? I have my ways. And I'm not the only one who knows. It doesn't matter. That won't save you. If anything, that'll just make it slower. She'll want you to understand what you took from her. You lost someone too, Vic. That doesn't matter right now. Like hell it doesn't. Oh, it doesn't matter if you're dead, Diamond. Could you see some goddamn sense for once in your life? You're the most stubborn, dewy-eyed, dangerous woman I've ever known. I don't understand. Why are you doing all this for me? You shake your head, unable to see clearly through your thick haze of rage. Why do you even care what happens to me? We're enemies. You know why. I give up. Stay, don't stay, go, don't go. I'm done trying to save you from yourself. Since when did my life mean anything to you? One second you're my friend, the next you're like some evil shadow I can't shake. What do you want from me? Don't you know by now? Hasn't it ever gotten through that thick skull of yours? No what? Oh, for the... I love you, Diamond. The knife drops from your limp fingers, forgotten the moment it strikes the floor. You... What? Don't act like this is some big surprise. I've loved you since the day we first met. But we were just kids. And? So what? I've thought about you every damn day since, every minute. You were there every time I closed my eyes, every time I opened them up again in the morning. You try to step back to give yourself a space to breathe, but the intensity of his gaze keeps you anchored to the spot. And then there you were, waltzing into that boutique, not even knowing who I was. And then the bullets started flying. You're trouble with a capital T, you always have been. I had nothing to do with that. I was just trying to buy a jacket. That's exactly what I mean. You can't even go shopping without disaster following you. Is that really her fault, though? Something in his voice catches, and he softens. I know we're supposed to be on opposite sides. I've tried to push you away to stop caring. He reaches out as though to brush the back of his knuckles across your cheek. Right before he touches you, his hand falls back to his side. Vic. But it's no use. You get under my skin the way no one else can. I don't know how about you, Hotshot, but I'm getting real tired of fighting it. His confession hangs in the air, heavy with meaning. With low, agonized laugh, he opens his mouth to say something more. But you're already in his arms before he can say another word. What? Just shut up already. You wind your arms around his neck before he can stop you. His hands find your waist, gripping you, barely controlled strength. Diamond. Every part of your body feels electric when it touches his, especially when you lift your mouth and capture his lips in a hungry kiss. He groans as you deepen the kiss. A hot explosion of sensation overtakes you, and you let yourself fall into him. Just shut up. It was alright. Without further ado, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down in the description of the video. Plenty of cool videos there. I would say more at the end of this video. But I know most of you don't listen. Only a handful of you, which I do thank each and every one of you that actually does make it through these videos. I want to thank each and every one of you that watches these, that listens to the things I say at the end of them and things like that. It truly does mean a lot. More than you will possibly ever know. I wish I could make each and every person that actually does cherish this community, that actually does value what I do. I wish I could make you know what it means to me. Really. A lot of other creators out there in this world may care about views, may care about... That's it, money. That's just, let's be honest, let's not sugarcoat this. I can honestly say as a creator who has been doing this for a long time, the only thing I ever cared about was keeping the lights on, right? It's kind of like recently I spent $60 on Dead Space, right? I'll never get that 60 back, right? Because the little bit of money I do get from people watching and ads and things like that, it doesn't even take 10% of that away, right? I've always done things on this channel to share with you. To maybe grow a community, find some friends. Who knows? Maybe more than that. That's literally the only reason I keep doing these videos, is because of you guys. Otherwise, I'm just done. Like, I've tried really, really hard to bring this community together and grow this community and do as much as I possibly can. But, yeah, like, Vic and what he was saying and when he lost his father and everything else, it kind of stirred something in me that I've been dealing with for like the last day or so. And then there's been a slow, nagging voice in the back of my head for quite a long time. Right? Like I try and, I don't know, be like everybody else. Make sure that I don't rock the boat. Make sure I'm acceptable at the very least by people's standards and things like that. And I don't know. I'm just tired. And I don't mean that in the literal sense of going to bed. Just tired on every plane of existence and every fiber of me. Right? Some of people call it burnout. And no, resting does not help when you are burned out on every single level. So, uh, yeah. Again, those of you who watch, those of you who listen, thank you. Peace out.